What's up, YouTube? Gen X. Another Q&A video. A subscriber wanted to know uh, what my take was on Don Lemon's comments a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, did he say anything that we haven't heard before? Quite frankly, it's never a. Here's my problem with that. Behind closed doors, no one's going to disagree with what he said. But once you have a critique about black people or black culture in a mainstream type format, that's when people get offended, right? And like I said a while ago, I'm done with all that shit. I'm done with the whole behind closed doors. We're going to stand up and clap because what he had to say is on point. How many, y'all remember State of Black America? And he used to come on CNN or C-SPAN or whatever. And, every year they would have the one, and they need to pull up their pants and do this and take out this and take out that, and everybody would stand up and clap. Everybody would stand up and clap, right? But if you say the same thing, in a mainstream type forum, then people get upset, this, that, or third, yada, yada, yada. And with the whole don't air our dirty laundry, but the dumb part about it is it's not a secret. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't say it out, or you should just blast out everything all day, every day, right? Because I can understand how that could also be damaging. But at the same time, don't act as if you don't say anything, they're not going to know. That's the part that's annoying to me. So yeah, okay, chill out on the whole, I'm going to publicly criticize you in front of everybody. It's like what your parents told you, never fight or never treat your brother or sibling badly in public because other people are going to think they can do it, right? So I get that side of it, but like I said before, don't act as if we're not standing up and cheering when we say it behind closed doors. If it's said at some black church somewhere or some sort of black summit or whatever. And don't act like, if you're non-black, you don't see some shit and you're completely irrelevant to what's going on, So for me, it's just like, do I have a reaction to it? It's just like, what can you say? What can you do? Like, it's not going to stop, right? The part that annoys me with Don Lemon and those who have made similar comments, like I said, it's not even what they have to say. It's just the fact that you're too afraid to really address the men who need to do what you say or to do what you recommend. That's the part. See, I'll respect the cat that wants to go to the street or whatever and round up some dudes or go to the local barbershop and tell the dudes what they need to do. Right? And then I'm going to come back and see him in a week when he wakes up from his coma. Right? Or ask him, how his eye feels because he just got socked out. Right? I probably would respect that. All right? You had the balls to at least do it. How are you going to go tell a 30-year-old he needs to pull up his pants or do this and do that and have him not kick the back of your head? Right? That's just not going to happen. That's why I say it's a waste of time. If you're not going to address the people that need to change, you're wasting your fucking time. So that's the issue that I have. It's never about what they say being wrong or being off. A lot of the times it's just they're not addressing the people that need to hear it. And I can understand why. I'm not going to tell, a group of 4 black males anywhere between the ages of 25 and 32 to do this and do that, right? Because they're not going to come to my territory. I got to go to them. I'm going to go to your neighborhood, your environment, and tell you what to do, right? And the dumb part about it is, it's not even like I have the weight to do it. It's one thing if, you was on some billionaire type tip, right? And it's like, you want to get like me? You want these billions? Do this and do that, right? But, those who, got the money, unfortunately, in terms of the black collective, whether it's an entertainer or an athlete, they're kind of doing the same thing, right? They didn't have to pull up their pants. They didn't have to cut their hair, do this or do that because they can rap, right? Or they can jump really high or slam dunk really good. So it is what it is. So I just think that it's just a waste of time, right? And I think for those who do that, it's almost as if they feel inadequate in the sense that I can't talk about anything else, right? I know I can sit here and do this all day because I'm not really addressing them, but I hope people think that, I care. I hope people think that I'm trying to be productive. And I see right through that shit. It's a waste of time. So I'd rather have brothers say, you know what, I'm just going to do me. Right? I don't really care about what's going on. I would really prefer that as opposed to the whole, oh, I'm going to try to be productive by telling black men and black women that I'm not around, right? I live nowhere near, right? I have no affiliations with what to do. You're wasting your time. I'd rather have you say, I'm chilling, man. I don't really care. I'm living for myself. I respect you better. Right? And there's a lot of cats that, quite frankly, just go ahead and do that. Right? Because to me, there is a feeling of inadequacy amongst black men, especially when you look at those who could potentially be doing something. Right? In the sense that I don't have the faith that I can walk into a room and look at, 4 other black men, all on the same level and feel like we can get shit done. I really do believe that. I don't feel like we can do it. I don't feel like we can win. Whereas other groups, it's like, let me walk into a room with 4 or 5 other, folks, and I think we're the Avengers. Right? You can be Iron Man. They'll probably all want to be Thor, right? we can all be Thor, or we can all be Iron Man, right? Put some black guys in the room, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't think so, right? So I'll still pretend that I'm productive by telling black men to pull up their pants and do this and do that, and tell black women to stop twerking and close their legs. And I'm like, yo, why are you wasting your time? Go chill, go have fun, go live your life. I mean, if that's what you feel you want to do, I'm not gonna fault you, because I understand that the black community doesn't need a patch job. We don't need a new tire, we don't need a new set of brakes. We need a brand new car. It's like a 82 Oldsmobile or an old beat up Dodge Plymouth or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that shit just has to go. So I get all that. So literally, I don't fault brothers for not wanting to go through the whole process of starting from scratch. It's very hard to. You look at the American landscape, no one is starting from scratch. People are just maintaining what has already been done. Like, a lot of the heavy lifting was already done. So, the nice cars put together, motherfuckers are just maintaining it. It's like, I inherited a good car. I'm going to change the brakes up. I'm going to do some small things. Maybe put some rims on it. I'll put some sound on it or whatever. They're just maintaining. We don't have a fucking car. We have a beat up piece of shit. And it does take a lot of work because we're not maintaining shit. We're starting from scratch. So I don't fault brothers for saying, I'm just trying to do me, because it's a big sacrifice. It's a big fucking sacrifice. Especially for something that you're probably not going to enjoy. It's like, we got to build this car from scratch, and I'm probably not even going to be able to drive it. So I don't fault cats for doing that. My thing is just like, if you feel like, nah, man, I want to be part of the team that's going to put this car together, then act like it. Don't come through and act like telling black men to pick up their pants is, helping with the process of putting the car together. It's just not. Because the dumb part about it too, the sagging pants and this and that, all those are the physical manifestations of bigger problems. Right? That's all it is. It's just a physical manifestation of long-standing shit that they're more likely born into. And we all know it. It's just that, once again, those who are quote-unquote educated or whatever, they're just too afraid to really say it. So it is what it is. Excuse me if you hear any background noises. I like to record before I hit the gym up, but the gym is right by this minor league baseball stadium. And I have no reason to I don't know why they need to be that loud. But anyways, so to wrap it up, I mean, what Don Lemon said, it's nothing new, nothing that we haven't heard before. It's just a weak attempt to show that you're progressive. I'd rather have Don Lemon say he doesn't care, or Don Lemon, excuse me. I don't want to say Lemon or whatever. I'd rather have him say he doesn't care, he's not into it, he's into other things. Like, say that as opposed to trying to fake pretend or fake act like you're being productive. I mean, just imagine Don Lemon going to, some lower city type environment and saying pick up their pants. That'd probably fucking kill you. They wouldn't kill you. They'd probably just slap you. They wouldn't even punch you. They'll see a cat like that, just slap him. Rip his shirt off. Rip his blazer off. Just, make him feel like a bitch or whatever. Like, that's what they would probably do to him, too. They wouldn't even punch him. Like, nah, man, you're not tough enough for me to punch. Right? I'm just gonna emasculate you. Suck my pistol. They do some shit like that to him, too, right? So it's just like, okay. Then you have the people that come through and say, you're wrong for doing that, but it'll be the same motherfuckers. You'll make the same comment behind closed doors and everybody's going to be cheering. Stop. Chill. Live your life. Because right now you fake being productive. You're faking. Just live your life. I wouldn't fault you. I wouldn't blame you. Right? It's a big time sacrifice for a lot of folks who, quite frankly, don't deserve it. I don't care about how racist our society is or what's happened to black folks historically. I think I understand more than the average person. But with all that being said, yes, we still have a fair share of folks who don't deserve it. Like, I'm supposed to sacrifice for what? For your shit? We got too many black folks who know better, but they still do worse. You know better. Right? That's the crazy part about it. So you want me to sacrifice my life for some shit for you? I'm barely trying to do for myself and do for my family so that they have some shit to walk into when they get older. So I get it. That's why I wish the brothers who, I guess, are on that tip as far as, nah, man, we really want to be part of this foundation. We're ready to do a lot of the heavy lifting, even though we know we're not going to enjoy the fruits of that labor. Right, just say, fuck it, let's do what we have to do. Let's not be sidetracked with Jamal sagging his pants, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take us not caring about shit that's not progressing. We can't worry about trying to fix the old beat-up Oldsmobile Plymouth or whatever, and you're trying to put together a new car. How does that work? Trying to fix this old busted bucket and try to put together some sleek, elegant, fuel-efficient, right, heavy-duty type car. Just don't see it happening. So for me personally, to wrap it up, I don't even waste time doing it. I'm not going to address brothers who I don't feel like are going to change. It's just impractical. I don't care how you want to break it down. It is impractical. I found out, I've even talked about the whole idea of, the boys need mentoring. No, they don't need mentoring. They need a full-time change in environment. And that's what they need. You can show up all day and, spend time with the boy. You're not going to be there all day. You're not going to be there every day. Right? The second he turned 15, 16, he's gone. He needs a completely different, environment altogether. So I'm done with that shit. So for me, it's either A, I'm just going to live my life, right? And do for me and do for my future family, right? If by doing that, with that, if that opens up doors for other black folks, shit, perfect, right? I'm all for it. But I'm not setting out to do it. I'm setting out to do it for myself and, so that my kids and hopefully their kids have something to walk into, right? That's it. And if I can link into other forward-minded brothers who are trying to build a car as opposed to lie like they're fixing some beat-up piece of shit, we can rock. I'm cool with all that. I'm kind of already doing that, to tell you the truth. I'm always involved. But it has to make sense for me. And I'll be quick to leave an organization that, loses its way or they're doing some bullshit, right? That's just how I get down. So anyways, I know I said a lot, but, it is what it is. It's just my opinion, my reaction. Y'all be good. God bless.